that indirect splashdown didn't kill him. Shouldn't have jumped. My first main weapon in Splatoon 1, range blaster. Before that, it didn't happen immediately. I was a flex for a long time. It took me about a year before I started actually maining weapons. A year of playing the game before I got that far. But, yeah. I don't know, I never played a competitive game, so the idea of, like maining something was kind of not really super there. Like, I played Smash, and I had, like, a different character in every Smash game, because I just played it casually. So it's like, the idea of maining a weapon was just not really, like, there. Like, I knew people did it, but I was like, eh. I kind of like playing everything. It wasn't until eventually when I started realizing how to get better at the game, I was like, if I want to get better, I shouldn't play 80 different weapons, maybe. You know, that might help if I don't have to learn how to play a charger, as well as a short-range weapon, as well as a roller, as well as a brush, as well as a different type of shooter that plays differently, as well as every special in the game and every sub in the game. And so, I was like, why don't I find something I like? And eventually, this blaster guy called Pangit uploaded a video about custom range blaster being able to do a bomb combo with Splat Bomb and damage up. And I thought, oh, that looks cool. I've never played this weapon before. I've only played Luna Blaster. Why don't I play it? And we've been playing this goddamn dumbass weapon ever since. For better or for worse, that video has shaped my Splatoon career. So, yes, we are currently 5.5 years of playing Range Blaster. And that's also why I got into K-Rapid, too. Like, even playing Crapid was like, oh, it's got a torpedo combo, a bomb combo. It's like Splat 1 CRB. You know, obviously the weapon's not exactly like Splat 1 CRB, so my wording was terrible to saying it felt like it, but it did kinda. But it was like, that's what got me started with it. I was like, it can do the Torp combo, like the Splat Bomb combo, and it's got an aggro special. Why don't I, like, play it? That's what got me into Crapid. So, yeah. What's your idea on Grim Range? What? I don't know what you mean by that. What's my idea on it? Like, what do you mean by that? Going to bed, but Chara stream means we up. Good morning. I don't know, I still don't think you have to main things in this game. I just think it's helpful to focus only a few weapons. Me, I usually just talk about it in the sense of if you want to get better at the game, I recommend it. You can technically get really good as a flex, but it's like, I don't think it's the easiest thing to do. What do you hope to see for a range kit for Splatoon 3? Right now I want Splat Bomb Zipcaster. But a rework Kraken would be cool too. The main thing I know I want is, a Splat Bomb. I really want a Splat Bomb. It just it's like the perfect little mix of everything Range Blaster really needs to help it out. And it's just the most fun sub-weapon for range, in my opinion. So, that's the one I really want. I missed out on Splatoon 1 CRB. I really just want an aggro special. Like, I just want a special I can go in with. I want an aggressive range. I want a supportive one, too. Like, I'd love a kit similar to Grim in Splatoon 3, but I want a more aggressive one first. You know? That's the playstyle I like a little bit more, is that hybrid between more aggression. But I would also like a supportive one at some point. My hope is that we get one kit of each. But for the first one, I'm hoping it's an aggressive one. Like, Trizuka would work, Crab Tank, Zipcaster, if they do a reworked Kraken. Anything like that would be fine. None of the specials look like they would be terrible with range, but that's just my hopes. Right now, it looks like it has Whale 5.1, which I'm okay with, because I think that's probably, for a supportive range, that's probably the best one for it. But then that means it's a supportive kit. So it's like, both good and bad in that regard. Backlines, do you think sticking to one or two guns? I think backline, unless if you play like Jet Squelcher, is just a role you kind of have to be somewhat flexible with. So I think that's kind of the bigger exception. Hope we don't get another baller situation. Well, luckily Crab Tank already exists. So. Got to rank X for the first time. Any tips? I mean, I don't know. I don't think rank X is that different from S+. Or any of the other ranks. Like, there's not really much advice where I'd be like, yeah, specifically for X, you need to know this. Like, it's just being better at the things you already had to work on. Like, staying alive and getting specials, holding key positions, all coordinating with your teammates and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't really change. It's more just increases in importance and value. Jump RNG almost killed me, that's okay, because his roller didn't do any damage. Oh, that didn't kill. That felt long. That was only a spark. What do you think the default would be with Junior? I would be genuinely shocked if it did not have Splat Bomb Big Bubbler. Like, I think it's gonna have Splat Bomb Big Bubbler. I am like 90% certain that is the sub special it's gonna have. I would be very surprised if it doesn't. Like, Big Bubble seems like the easier of the support specials, and it's already had Bubbler twice. And then Splat Bomb, it's just always had. It's kind of staple beginner bomb. Even the first trailer had pretty much only Splat Bomb being shown, because it's the beginner, the first bomb they put in the game. Or, like, confirmed to return and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, I just feel like that's the standard kit. And I think that would be fun with Junior. I think Junior would have to be more aggressive to take advantage of the bubble, which I think would be kind of fun. Yeah, staying alive, like, right there, you see, I could have tried to direct the carbon, and I probably would have hit it, but, like, he would have just died anyway. So why put myself at any risk if I know I have, like, 3 teammates also shooting him as he drops into Narnia? So I just kind of, yeah, I don't know. Not that I'm playing solo super optimally right now, I'm kind of just holding in, but, like, yeah, that's just an example of my brain indirectly being on here. My brain indirectly being on this segment. Do you think Fizzy and Torp will return? I'm not sure, actually. I feel more confident for... I mean, the thing is with Fizzy and Torp is I feel like they're both obviously somewhat similar to other subs. Torpedo being Autobomb and Fizzy being somewhat Curly. I would like if we got both because I feel like they could all coexist, but I do feel like we might be in the situation where they choose one or the other. In which I hope we get Torpedo over Autobomb and Fizzy over Curling. Well, actually, we already have Curling, so Fizzy probably just fucked there, but I don't know. Maybe, but I feel like it's really good, and having more bombs is just nice for kits. I know bombs are really good, but I think Fizzy and Torp are really well-designed sub-weapons, because they have a lot of depth to it. And considering, like, the line marker is already a sub that has more depth with it, I feel like it's just a natural thing to keep the subs that are close to that. I feel like the Killer Whale is the weakest one? I don't know. It's definitely on the lower half, but it still seems useful. I don't know, I don't feel comfortable calling any of the specials weak so far. None of them look weak. Like, all of them look like they have a use. Like, some are definitely better than others, don't get me wrong, but nothing looks actually like this inherently gets a lot less value than other specials, or is way more situational and such. Nothing looks like that to me. Like, nothing looks like a baller or a splashdown or an auto launcher so far. I mean, I bet something will be like that eventually, because it's just really unlikely that all the specials are super perfect, but... Let me see. Even I forgot to log into my old accounts, so maybe I don't know. Splatoon generally doesn't have dog shit specials? I mean... I don't know. The first game had some dog shit specials, and so does the second game. It's been a thing in both games. I just think there might be less of them now. But will there be none? I don't know. It's possible. I just don't think it's very likely. Ah, so I got trapped there. It doesn't matter. They forgot the objective. Yeah, I think Fizzy and Torp just weren't on a lot of stuff, so... It would make a lot of sense to bring them back, you know. I catch stream. I'm doing good. I made a post about trimming clips that seemed to annoy people. But other than that, today is fine. I don't know why it annoyed people, of all things. Like, me just saying to trim clips and ignore untrimmed clips apparently got some flack. I don't know. I felt like it was one of the less controversial things I've said. But yeah, I don't know, that's been my weird interaction of the day, is people taking that offensively somehow. I don't know, maybe I should have just kept it simpler, but it's like, I mean, trimming a clip ain't that hard. That's all I'm saying, is I just don't want to sit and watch someone being dead, super jumping in, waiting and stuff. I mean, I didn't see a lot of it, but there's some private quote retweets and all that, so, you know. I don't know. It's weird to me. I wasn't trying to target anyone. We're just saying trim your clips, but I don't know. I don't know, I guess people got offended by the idea of clips having to be trimmed to get attention. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking easy. It takes like 5 seconds to trim a clip. Like, if it took work, I'd totally understand, but it's so fucking easy. So I was just like, that's why I didn't think it'd be offensive or anything, but I don't know. I guess it's the internet these days. You can never be too careful with what might offend people. So. I don't know. Oh yeah, I saw the artist stuff. That was... God. I love to follow the artist community because I love to keep up with all the art and stuff. You know, I get a ton of it. I love to support the artist community. I love to get art. I think Splatoon art is awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of weird... Like, people get mad at so weird things these days. Yeah, it's probably not. It's just weird. Like, at least with the boobs debate, like, I could somewhat get it. Like, yeah, you gotta be careful, like... I don't know, but it's like, I think the initial post was just someone drawing, someone with big boobs, and that's just how their character was, and it's like, it's just kind of a thing, I don't know, like, I didn't really find it the most random thing, or, like, it wasn't, like, unrealistic or offensive or anything, but, I don't know, it seemed weird to me. See, that's the thing! I thought of anything, I'd get beef over my opinions on weapons. But the only thing I see is some people getting mad that I said range was bad, and most of that is because of Chugga Conroy's video. Like, a bunch of people were like, oh, you spoon-fed Chugga that this weapon sucks. And I'm just out here like, I've read some of that, I'm like, dude, I had little input. My input was mostly, yeah, this is the amount of damage it does, and this is how to burst combo, and all, like, you know, more specific stuff. Like, Chugga when I was asked to guest in that episode, I'm assuming I can say this because it's not a big deal. Like, he was like, oh, I think range is bad. Would you still be okay being a guest even though I have that opinion? I'm like, sure. I think it's bad too. And that's it. Like, I didn't fucking say anything, bro. I wasn't like, alright, Chugga, I know you love this weapon, but guess what? It sucks. And I'm gonna be on your... I want you, on your Let's Play, to spoon-feed my opinion that the weapon sucks. And then I want to be a guest on your episode so I can also spoon-feed that the weapons... Like, this is not how conversations happen. I am the guest. It is his series and his playthrough, and he can do it however the fuck he wants. He's generous enough to ask us for our input, but it's still his fucking series. I think he just doesn't think the weapon's good, which fair to him, I agree. That's all. It's not like I fucking spoon-fed info, I don't know. I think it's also generous to assume the idea that, like, yeah, even if we wanted to spoon-feed it, I think it'd be pretty generous to assume someone could get away with just blatantly lying about a weapon like that, and just not have any of the other people working on the guide or anyone in the comments not noticing and giving flack for it. I don't know, man. It seems kind of dumb. I don't know. That was just funny. I never got super offended at those. I'm just like, wow, people really think I would do that? People really think that would work? That's crazy. I don't know. I wanted to be on... I mean, obviously I wanted to be on the episode because I love range and I wanted to show it off. But I also wanted to kind of make a point of, like, you know, my whole... What I like to do with that episode is be like, hey, man, you can play bad weapons and it's okay. Like... This is an episode where range gets flamed, but I play it, and I like it, and I think it's okay to like weapons and, like, give shit about them, you know? And, like, be honest about them. That was kind of my whole point. So. Yeah. You wanna come down? Okay, you don't have to. Yeah, I don't know, that was funny to me. That's all. Yeah, the clips thing, I don't know. Wait, I got clipped? Did I clip someone? Huh? You still play Brush? Yes, sometimes. Do you have a guide for it? I have a rank X rank up thing. You can search up how to rank up with Octobrush ProChara and you'll find it. It's one of my older videos, but I still think it's pretty good. Quick tips for Grim Range. Watch your ink efficiency and always try to space well. Don't go for directs. Like, a ton. Yeah, people being lazy. I don't know. I tried to make that post to where I didn't call anyone out directly. Like, I even scheduled it at 6 in the morning when I'm obviously not fucking awake. So I avoided subtweeting anyone in particular. Like, I tried to make it as, like, hey, I just think you guys should trim clips as possible. That's all. But, I don't know. I think that's part of, becoming bigger that I have to get used to. Because a lot of people will just take shit you say offensively because of the reach it has. It'll inevitably just reach people who aren't in the target audience. Or who don't really understand my points. And I should have learned this last time with my, same game thing about comparing Mario Kart 8 with Splatoon 3. Because I know that got on, like, a r/tomorrow or something, and it got flamed a bunch, because no one really understood what I meant, and thought I took it as, like, Mario Kart 8 is a rushed and copy-paste game or some shit, which was not at all what I was trying to say. Doesn't help the second tweet I put was just not in the screenshot, but... Like, I should have learned it from that post, and it's like, yeah, if you want to say things... Oh, that's a B-blast here, not a custom. Like, it's... I should have probably learned from that post that, yeah, if I want to I don't know, part of it is just Twitter. I try not to blame, like, obviously there are some people who take it, like, the Clips post and just take it as super offensive when that wasn't the intention, but part of it is also just, I'm trying to make a post that looks good in 280 characters, and it's inevitable that by simplifying things, like, especially more complex statements on the Mario Kart series, then, yeah, it's gonna be hard, because my whole point of the Mario Kart series was, well, Double Dash added 2 people in 1 cart and exclusive items, Wii added half pipes and bikes, DS added mission mode and retro tracks, 3DS added underwater and gliding, and Mario Kart 8 added anti-gravity. Mario Kart 8 has added the least of all the previous series, however it is still arguably the best one in this series, and with Deluxe has sold the best. And I simplified that to, Mario Kart 8 hasn't changed as much compared to the previous games, just like Splatoon 3, which means it got taken out of context. And people took it as me playing that game. So, part of it is just that, where it's like, yeah, if you simplify your thoughts to 280 characters, you miss a lot of the context, so people that don't know what you're talking about are going to take it out of the way. So, I don't know. Part of me just wants to blame Twitter as a platform. Like, part of what I should do is just upload full screenshots. Like, I'll make the tweet, and I'll just be like, full text version, but I feel like people will be too lazy to read those. I don't know. Or it'll do worse. Yeah, I don't like Twitter. I'll be honest. I use Twitter because that's just where the community fucking is. But if the community were not on Twitter, I would just not be there. No, there's no edit button. But, yeah, I don't know. Eventually, if I get big enough to be a content creator full-time, make plenty of money, I'll probably just delete Twitter. Like, I might still have one, but I just have one where I never post. I just post my opinions on my YouTube community tab, which does not have a character limit. I actually really like the YouTube community tab. It's really nice. It just obviously won't really reach a lot of people, mostly just people in my audience. It's not really super useful. But, like, outside of updates to actual people. GG's. The character limit is annoying? Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it's your Twitch, but if you're the one who made the post on the JP solo thing, like, yeah, I could already tell that got out of hand, too. I don't blame you for just privating your account on that one. Like, it just ain't worth it. I don't know. I tried to comment on it to try to just clarify, like, that I think people in general mix up ranking system and matchmaking system, but then it just turned into a fucking argument. Ugh, there's just nothing you could do, man. It's just Twitter. Like, Twitter just fucking does this. Like, it's impossible. Like, to make this clear, if people disagree with you, they'd be like, hey, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you clarify? But nobody ever fucking does that because they're lazy fucking people. That's just how it is. So instead, everyone just chooses to be offended, and Twitter loves to have interaction, so if you're offended, you can quote retweet, or you can private quote retweet, or ratio, or blah 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 blah. That's just how the platform, like, I don't know, I say it all the time, Twitter thrives off of negative interactions. Those are built to get the most, like, thing on the website. That's why I don't like it. Like, wholesome shit never gets on the fucking timeline. Or not never, but almost never. Like, I followed a subreddit, like, I forgot what it's called, but I follow a subreddit about, like, wholesome shit. And I see so many posts that I feel like should do really well on Twitter, too, but they never get shown. It's probably because Twitter just doesn't give a shit. Snorted hot mustard once? That is a weird message to be the first thing you send in my chat, but okay. Yeah, I think people just immediately get rude about it because they're like, oh, are you saying that? I don't know, something about, like, solo being easier or some shit. Like, are you saying that my X power, whatever the fuck, is easy or something like that? I doubt that was the point. Yeah, I don't know, like, the larger I get, the more I have the risk of shit being taken out of context, and it's very annoying. Of course, it's easy to just say, like, just don't care, Lamau, but it happens, and sometimes it happens a lot, and it's just annoying. Of course, those opinions spread to other people, who just listen to the people who are retweeting, just annoying. But there's just nothing you can really do about it. Yeah, like, I don't think XP would change very much. I just think, like, for me, I've only, I don't know, I can't speak on grinding X power because I've only done it one time. It was with fucking Kenta Octobrush out of all things in January. And I played 8 rotations, I got 2700, and then I stopped playing. I have every single video of it on my YouTube, like every single game I played. And it's like, I only did 8 rotations because I dodged Shellendorf and Maul. And I swear to God, they were always in the fucking rotation. But it's like, I played it and I got 2700, and I was like, okay, I feel like I could get higher, but I also fucking hate playing this. And it's miserable, and it's not worth it. And so I'm never gonna do it again. And I never did it again. I don't even pay attention to my X power. Some people point it out all the time, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know what X power I'm at. I don't pay attention to this shit. I don't care. Yeah, I don't, like, I see Nex or Twig or any other solo warrior do it. I have no idea how the fuck they do it. It just makes insane. Yo! Shano LT3 tier 3 sub. Holy. Also, GG's again, drawing. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for the tier 3. Holy shit, that's huge. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's like, I enjoy Japanese lobbies more, win or lose, because I feel like in general they're better. I live on the Pacific Coast, so when I play, especially at the right hours, I tend to get JP lobbies and zones. I can frequently get the 2500 something lobbies. And I just always have more fun playing those. That's what happened whenever I played Octobrush. When I played the 2500 lobbies, I'd have fun, and when I played the 2300 ones, I would stomp the game in 2 minutes and not have any fun. So I was just like, I don't feel like I'm getting good practice. I don't feel like I'm building habits, and that's kind of the same thing that Tic Tac said. He's like, after 2600, you just kind of, you play to learn to carry people rather than how to get better at the game. It just kind of builds bad habits after that. It's not good for people. I think that honestly explains a lot of bad habits a lot of comp players have, honestly. It's because if you come from just being a solo warrior, you'll pick up on how to carry randoms, but not how to work with competent teammates. And there's a big difference in those two. Yeah, it's usually when I'm playing early morning or late at night, but I just can't... Like, I did that more in 2021 because I just started my job, like, the month after. But now that I work 4 days a week, early in the morning, I just can't really afford to play those hours. I have a wired VPN as well, but it's just a pain to set up, so it's like... I don't know, I could do mostly JP lobbies if I really wanted to, but it's still not really super worth the effort to me. But my stance will always be like that, like, the matchmaking is mostly a problem, and I just wish that lobbies would be tighter if you want it. But that's all. Don't you judge your opinion? I mean, I don't have a problem with people judging my opinion. I just wish people would ask questions or, like, clarify what I meant rather than taking what I say out of context. That's the only part that really annoys me. Because I feel like it's just... Like, I feel like it's just rude to take someone's opinion out of context. Like, even if oftentimes it's not done intentionally, it's just annoying to deal with. Something I can't have the staple. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so many Nautilus players, and then Nauts go into higher level, or they play FT1, and then their weapon struggles, and they're like, what the fuck do I do? Like, do I drop Nautilus and just play something else? Because we haven't, like, they don't learn how to play Nautilus with an actual coordinated environment. They learn how to play Naut against bots that hold forward. Not to be offensive to anyone in 2100. If you're like a 2800 Naut, you will farm 2100 lobbies. They're the equivalent of bots. They're multiple ranks down to you. It's not that big a deal, for the most part. And Naut's, like, just because Naut specifically is a weapon that is made to shred people, it's made to fight, it's made to punish overextending, it's made to be a 1v1 king, and it has an aggressive special to go even further. So it's like, that's just what the weapon gets you to play. And then when you get thrown in a comp, eventually you'll find teams where that just doesn't work. Like, we have some amazing, mechanically talented players with no game sense, because they're just like, they can get away with it. Even in comp at times, they can get away with it against lower level teams, or against mid-level teams, because they're just that mechanically better. But if they actually knew what they were doing, they could be at top level instead of high level. But very few people actually make it that far. But I mean, part of that's just comp in general, like... The higher up you go in comp, the less people find success. It's much like the actual ranking system. Like, the higher up you go, the harder and harder it is to get there, and the pyramid just gets smaller and smaller. So a lot of people just struggle to really make it all the way. Yeah, the motion stick thing I never really liked. Like, some people just don't enjoy playing motion. Like, I mean, if someone says motion sucks and stuff, then yeah, sure, go flame them. But, like, if they're just saying, I don't like playing motion, or I just prefer playing sticks, then, like, just fucking let them play, bro. Not everyone's gonna enjoy playing motion. Not everyone's gonna enjoy playing mouse and keyboard either. There are PC players for many shooters who play a controller over mouse and keyboard because they just don't like playing with it. It's the same thing for motion. There's nothing really wrong with that. But I think this community has gotten very used to the idea that motion control bad by an outside audience to the point where we bully our own people who play sticks because we're just so used to trying to justify motion controls. That it's like many of these people understand that motion is better, but they just don't like it or can't play it. So it's like, to them, this is just rude and doesn't really give them anything. I had armor, so I could delay that shot. Sad. Skillful special. Yeah, like, to me, the main, like, I didn't have fun grinding solo, but the main reason I don't do it is because I don't find it helpful. Like, I don't think it gets me anywhere to improve as a player. I always play to improve. Whatever I do, I almost always am playing mega seriously. I always ask people to play with voice chat and all that stuff. I'm not even picky with comps. I just want people to play seriously, and I want to play in environments where I can improve. That's all I give a shit about. I just felt like solo didn't do that for me. And so I just didn't play it. You know, you later played with Phase 6, you're certainly getting on a team. Yeah, nice. And also thank you for the 100 bits. Why is the tower so short? It's just map dependent. It's because of the geometry of those maps there. But it's like... Wow, I missed that guy. I have no idea how many good sticks players there are anymore. I don't really know any of them. Like, the only one I was familiar with at top level is Raz. Which is a long time ago. Dude, you gotta stay on. Is there not a guy there? I thought I saw a Dapple. Yep, okay, there he is. Shoot, can I reach it? I think I can. Oh, no! I touched it. Ah, this was a bad idea. They're just gonna touch. No, wait, maybe? No. I didn't mean to fall off tower there. Yeah, like, whenever I play in comps, even in +1 when we're getting rolled, I never just tell people, like, yeah, we need to change this. Like, I very rarely do that, unless if I'm playing with a group I actually know, and, like, we're changing comps like Prophecy. For the most part, I don't care. Like, I played at Scrim recently against Starburst with Squiffer, C-Jet, Range. Obviously, our comp fucking sucked, but, like, what the fuck are we gonna do about it? Are we gonna throw the 2 Charger players on non-backline weapons? And, like, just have them not learn anything, because then they're gonna go back to their team and play Charger. And it's just wasting practice for them. Same thing if I swap. So why not just fucking play the weapons and deal with it? Why not just get better anyway? Figure out what we can do. We got rolled that scrim, and I still felt like I learned a lot. I don't know, it's just a mindset. It's how you take things. Should the first Splatoon 3 Splatfest be as generally appealing as a theme as it possibly can? That's kind of the main thing. Sorry, I tried to not do well that game. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. It's fine. I just made top cup. I got knocked out by the team that won the tourney, so we could go game off. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, everyone complains about infrastructure. I don't even think the infrastructure is that bad. Like, it definitely needs work, but it could be so much worse. Lol, I was sale, GG's. Like, it could be so much fucking worse. Do you use control freaks? I have them, but I personally don't really, I just don't like my thumb being higher, personally. So I don't really use them. They're comfortable, though. It's just not really for me. Like, I think they're really good. It's just not something I personally would use, because I don't really feel the need. Feel like Australia? Yeah, I don't know. I know Australia has made a lot of improvements since, like, the dark ages of early Splatoon 2, when, like, barely anyone was known. There's a lot more notable players now. Like, even in +1, you guys got a lot more rep, like, either indirectly or directly, so it's like, things have come a long way, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, I've just come from the dark ages. Like, when I started playing comp, there was just, you would just play a single or double elimination tournament. You would fight a top team round 1, and then you would lose and you would be out. And that was it. There was nothing else to fucking play. So I was just like, whatever. Like, that's just how it was. So I see people complain, I'm like, yeah, it definitely could be better. I don't think people should have to suffer in the dark ages like that. But, like, there's a bunch of tournaments to play. There's a bunch of TOs and all that stuff. I think people kind of take for granted. Just because a lot of people didn't play in the Wii U era and know how bad it used to be. Back then, we didn't even really, like, I mean, some people considered it that bad, but most of us didn't even realize that was bad until infrastructure improved and we realized, holy shit, low level was fucking non-existent. Now low level has its own major tournament series that gets some of the highest view count out of any Splatoon series to date. Low level is a huge part of competitive viewership now. And before that wasn't really a thing, and we had no idea it even could be a thing until it happened. And so, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of things we're missing now that could change and get better, but I think right now it's pretty good, and it seems to be getting better. As long as people are willing to continue to put in the work to try to make things better, then that's really what matters. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. I don't know. I think competitive-wise, players just need to, like, I mean, not ditch your ego. Obviously, you kind of have to have an ego about how good you are and such, but it's like, stop giving, stop giving a shit about your results, or stop giving a shit if you're in +2, or what weapon you play. Like, stop. It's not fucking worth your time. Just, the only thing you need to worry about is how to get better. That's it. That's the only thing you need to worry about, is how to get better, and if you're on a team, how to help your team get better. That's it. That's the only two things you need to focus on. Just focus on those and you'll get better. That's it. But, you know, a lot of people just don't really pay attention to the journey, or really care. And that's always going to be hard. 3 GRBs and 2 juniors in one lobby? But not this one. Yeah, the previous one? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't complain about things. Like, I complain about this weapon being dog-ass, or not being able to do whatever the fuck, but at the end of the day, I still play it, because this is still what I enjoy. I've kind of made that choice. I was like, oh, if I'm in comp right now, I can either play meta and suck it up and play a weapon class that I absolutely hate to play for the most part, outside of rare circumstances, or I can play a weapon that I'm really good at, but is also dog shit against the right comps. Like, I'll fight double armor, double missile, or double armor baller, or K-Gal, and not be able to break wall. Like, I had that choice, and I made the choice. Like, hey, I'm not in a team right now, I can play whatever the fuck I want. Why don't I play the weapon I actually like? And that's it. I'm just focused on getting better at Range Blaster, and getting better in general. That's it. Chara, I found you through Chugga. I actually found you on a YouTube search. Pro Players React to Splatoon 3 trailer. Oh, that was like the first one, I think. I don't know. I've rated a lot of them like that, but it's one of the trailer reactions. I do know a good bit of people found me through that, which is cool. I burst on the wall. I was complaining about Dynamo's I played. Yeah, exactly. Like, Dynamo's a bullshit weapon. Like, to use. It's bullshit. Like, half the time it doesn't fucking paint properly. The damage is the most inconsistent thing ever. The devs don't know how to patch it. But it's like, it's still fucking fun. And I could still get better at it. Like, I'm very new to Dynamo, and I've already felt like I've learned a lot. Like, until I saw the tech videos that was released yesterday, I didn't realize how good the 2 little short hop horizontal flick was. And I've been like, oh fuck, I should take more advantage of that. I feel like I've learned a lot about the weapon. And I've just enjoyed it. That is 3. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had a clip I posted with, like, 4 verticals not killing, and I had a bunch of MPU on that set. I had, like, 2.4 or something. And it still didn't work. So, like, I'll definitely post a clip of that. I'll whine about it there, but it doesn't mean, like, yeah, I'm fucking... I'm not good because my weapon sucks or whatever. Like, I can still get better at it. There is both. No. I've gotten some results with it. In the No Shooters tournament, we beat Hollow with it, or, like, Hollow with Lucas. So it's like, and Harwich. Full Harwich. I don't think Harwich had many different comps. I don't know. It's like, I've gotten results with it, I've played well with it, and that's pretty good for someone who's not super focused on comp right now. And I think mostly it's just because I care to improve and enjoy the weapon rather than really think about it. I don't know, if I can't really afford to give a shit with how people perceive me, because I have the reputation of playing the dumb weapon or whatever. It's like, whatever. What was the timestamp for that? But, I don't know, I think improvement's hard and it'll get better. Yo, Enki PNW, thank you for the rate of 14, I appreciate it, welcome. We're just chilling, we're just playing some lax solo queue with range while I'm talking to chat. Welcome in. I make YouTube content, if you guys haven't heard of my channel. I post quite regularly, I'm at around, almost 28, that's fucking typing YouTube properly. I'm a little over 25,000 subs, and I just try to post content about competitive matches or discussions about the game. I have a video coming out this Saturday on Point Marker that I'm really happy of, so I hope you'll check it out. Yeah, I remember playing that tournament. That one was a pain. Dude, I forgot until I played that tournament how hard it is to get people to fucking stay up for a fucking 1 AM tournament. But it was fun. I haven't played a tournament that early since Area Cup, like, over a year ago, so it was nice. I gotta do one more, like, Area Cup or something before it goes, but Boca just doesn't do them anymore. Like, Boca, I mean, you probably noticed, because Boca pretty much never plays us for, like, the AU tournament we had Isabel and Arashi playing with me and Biscuit, so it's like, even then we could only get half. So that's kind of why I haven't done a lot of Area Cups, it's just not really finding people to do it. And I mean, Prophecy never wanted to do Area Cups, even when we were a team. Everyone was like, I'm not waking up at 5 AM, fuck you. And I'm like, bro, I'm waking up at 2 AM, I don't care. I'll play it. So, it's kind of hard. But I want to do some more. It's just finding the right people. Yeah. Also, I think we're fighting Misa. Yeah, I don't know. The way I see it is like it's in the morning. Maybe you'll play worse. I mean, it's 3 AM, you probably will, but, like, you have to play against people you don't normally play against. I think that's true for AU or JP. It's good, valuable tournament experience. So I enjoyed it. You just don't sleep, yeah. I mean, the only real barrier is when Area Cup is on Fridays. That's the hard part, because Fridays I have work. But I can, now that it's summer, I can probably get something to cover for me a bit easier. But I don't know, I want to do, like, one more Area Cup before Splatoon 3 happens, but I just want to have really good people for it, so it's hard to find the right timing for it. I don't know. I could ask EU. Maybe I should do that. I know Area Cup's a lot easier for EU to play. I don't know, I should branch out. I always try to play with NA people, because if eventually I want a team, I want to be able to do NA Opens. But I need to branch out to play with people in other regions more. I had a lot of fun playing with Next at one time as well. And, who's the K-Shot? Chano, or Chano. I have no idea if I'm saying his name right, so I apologize if I'm butchering it, if anyone even knows. Yeah, like, it's a pain to play tournaments in the morning, but at the same time, it's just kind of fun. I don't know, I think you have to just go into it with the expectation that you might play horrible, but you also might not, and it could be really fun. Like, the Area Cup we got 2nd place was probably one of my favorite tournament runs of all time. And every other time we played Area Cup, we were too drowsy and made dumb mistakes, usually losing to the Carbon team. But it was like, I still had fun, and I think it was worth it for the one time we were actually fucking awake. And that result to me will always be one of my favorites, and I just regret that I didn't record it. But at least Bagel did. Chano was S7? I don't know where region Chano's from. I think he's EU. But it's like, I played with him in Next, it was a while back. But I just remember the scrim going really well. So, I like playing with Hypnos, I like playing with Anger, even though range 10 is really awkward. I mostly just enjoy playing, like, Boca's probably still my favorite group to play with, especially Ice. I just work really well with Charger, even if the weapons seem awkward. Like, a good Charger is really fun to play with, it's just hard to find. Yeah. I don't know, right now I'm kind of in this weird limbo state where I'm like, I don't really think there's any point in me trying to get a team right now, because the third game is going to come out and a lot of things are going to change. And there's just going to be a lot of new talent or, like, different players being good. So it's like, there's not really a point in trying to make one now. That's also, like, the team thing in general. Excuse me. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, there's no teams. And I'm like, dude, what do you want? Do you want people to farm, like, Splatoon 2 teams? And then have everything change in 3, and then those teams inevitably fall apart? I mean, teams are already falling apart right now. Imagine what's gonna happen when it switches to a new game and all the priorities change. So it's like, I don't see a point. Like, unless if you're really good friends with people and such, and you know you'll work well together. But I unfortunately, I'm not really in that situation, because everyone I'm super close with is either retired, freshly coming back to the game, or already plays with other people. I've been playing with Prophecy again, but it's hard to tell, because, like, we don't have a fucking... Our comps kind of suck ass. But it's like, maybe they'll be better in 3, and we have synergy from before, but it's a lot of de-rusting and stuff to do first. Oh, 1 point away, dude, if you shot backward. New-time viewer, long-time question asker. Would you prefer every map mode available during rotation, or every mode available? Wait, what? Oh, every map or every mode? I guess every map. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really have any issues with any of the modes. I like playing them all. Chana's from UK. Okay, I was right on that at least. Also, we got it to 13. I didn't even realize. Some dude broke it away. What the fuck? How did he make it that far? Actually, I shouldn't be surprised. It's fucking Rainmaker Pit. I did a stupid breakaway here. Can I kill Rain here? Yeah, he's fucked. I was so worried right when I said he's fucked, the jump RNG was gonna go on the floor, but it actually didn't screw me over this time. Yeah, like, I just don't really have any reason to rush for a team. Like, right now I'm just trying to enjoy myself and focus on me. No players for Steam Home. Yo, that's awesome. Home's doing pretty good. I remember finding him from Sendu Q. He was playing with Jackpot and he was doing really well. It's cool to find out more players that way. That was nice from Sendu Q and it lasted. Like, I found a few other players I was more interested in trying to play with. I felt like it was super helpful as a free agent to, like, get a feel for other players. That's why I'm hoping it comes back pretty well in Splatoon 3, because that could be really helpful for me to find these other players that I might want to team with. Oh my god, ProChara, let's form a top-level team. Known home since 2018, has been super good, even as a casual. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what happened with me in Prophecy a lot. Like, I would, like, a lot of the Prophecy players started as casuals. Like, Arashi. Arashi's previous comp experience was 2 days on Notorious, and on the second day, Notorious disbanded. That's his comp experience. And, like, Morsa the Bucket in South America, like, he was just on a team with S+'s, like a casual team. Like, oh my god, it was so funny finding these people. And then just, like, seeing that they had a lot of talent and being able to get results with them. That's probably my favorite part of comp in Splat 2, is Prophecy was a lot of underdogs that ended up being really good, just needed the right time and environment. And I'm really happy that we were able to get those players and get good results while it lasted. Even if, like, Golden Age Prophecy only lasted, like, 6 months, it was still really nice. No, I don't mean that as, like, he's a 2600 player, and he was in a more casual team with S+ players. I meant it more as, like, he wasn't in a mega competitive team. They were, like, a friend group, basically. And a lot of them were more, like, they were, like, a casual competitive team. So he didn't really have any full-on competitive experience, like, on a full-on team. So throwing him in a top level was, like, obviously it's, like, something he wasn't super used to. But he was just willing to improve a lot and listen, and so he did really well. And that dude was insane on the bucket. He had a ton of mechanical skill. Just a smart player, and I really liked him. He was one of the few bucket players I felt like actually just flat-out beat Contro in a lot of fights. And that's what happened when we played KP, is he dealt with him a ton really well. So it's like, I like the idea of players like that, where it's like, I think they're really good, but they just need the right environment, need a little bit to learn about playing in top level, and they can end up doing well, and I think that's kind of what happened with him. And so I really enjoy that fact. I only found out about him because of Misa, because Misa's also from South America, and he knew more, so he was like, we need an aggro, and he's an aggro, but he doesn't have, like, any real competitive experience, but he's good, and if you play with him, then, like, you'll probably do well. So, like, sure. Is the roller dead, or? Yeah, it's respawn. Yeah, like, Toby, I've only seen you fairly recently. It was mostly in the Australian tournament where I first saw you play. I think I've seen you a bit before then, but not before, so it's like... That's another thing the Australian tournament helped me out with. Like I said, I got to find a few more players who I like to watch, so that was cool. I was just talking about a player called Morsa. Arashi was... Well, I was talking about Arashi too, but Morsa was one of the end there. Good Grease, Splatoon sub with Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate the Prime sub. Yeah, like, Arashi and Morsa were both just basically glorified solo queue warriors. Like, I picked up Arashi because it was, like, right when Custom Dually Sculpture came out, and they were everywhere in solo queue. Like, everyone was playing CDS in solo. There were, like, 4 or 5 of them in a lobby because they didn't have their ink efficiency nerf, and it was a 190 rain, and it would spam the shit out of it. And Arashi was, like, the only solo warrior CDS I found. He was, like, top 60 or something, and he was kicking my ass, and I was like, dude, you're good. And I like dualies. I want another dually player. Because Tetsuya also played dualies at the time, so I was like, sure. This one tomorrow at 6 p.m. I probably can't do that because I'm doing, I might be doing a Splatoon 1 scrim on Sunday, early in the morning, because, Latias is playing it with us, and they have to do it at, like, midnight their time, which is, like, 8 a.m. for me. So I probably won't be able to do them. But I do want to do another one sometime. I just want to... This time I want to get players who are actually going to be there, because our roster changed, like, twice before the tournament started. So I just want to find people who, like, schedule it more so I actually know who I'm going to play with less than 5 minutes before. Figure something out there. But I'll have to find people to play with, so I'll probably figure it out. But I want to play that JP team, if they sign up again. They looked fun. And I know the Octobrush player a bit, so I've been wanting to play them again. CS on release was overused. It was not overused. That weapon was broken as hell. Like, just the spamability made it broken. Okay. Why do people stand next to each other? I don't get it. That was actually probably a waste. Oh. I thought that Ray was gonna kill me. Yeah, like, Isabel was kind of the backup sub, because originally, we were gonna have Ice. So we had like, plans to play around that, and then Isabel had a sub in. And we even were trying to get Bagel, but Bagel fell asleep. Like, we saw the tournament kind of late, but Bagel was already asleep. So it's like, we tried to throw together the full bow cut to play, and it just didn't work out. So, we just tried to play anyway, because I was like, it's already 1 a.m. I'm already awake. I might as well just play. Because I've already stayed up like 3 hours. I don't want to do that for nothing. So I was like, fuck it, just play. The best team in Rainmaker? Interesting. Yeah, no, it was fun. I played, it was like the Squelcher tournament where I played some of the JP teams a bit, usually with random pickups. Well, alright. Last time I played a JP team, it was like, I did really good with K-Rapid against them, and I only remember it because I was playing with WLR, so... Like, I was just emergency subbing, someone had to go. So they just threw me in Grands. And I don't know, but they were like fucking afraid of the team or something, because they were playing weird as shit. Like, I was not having much of a problem, and I just felt like they were so afraid of the team, and I'm just like, hello? You guys playing Rainmaker quads? Oh, they do quads a lot? That must be nice. Home played with them? Oh, they play with him? That's awesome. Hello. Gotta head out. Have a good one, dude. Thank you for tuning in. That's cool that they play with people. It's been hard to find that. Dude, I gotta give Home props. I see this dude looking for JP scrims all the time. Like, I tried to do that with Prophecy with 0. You know, 3,000 X power. And it'd take us like 2 hours to get a scrim. I was like, if this is how long it takes with a 3,000 player at 5 a.m. in peak JP hours, and we can only get 2,700s, it is just not fucking worth it. Home and Nexus are friends? Ah, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, I love playing Japan, but goddamn, it's just too much of a pain. I'm hoping it gets easier in 3, but it's just hard to see that happening. Like, Secondary Cup was the highest result we got in a JP event. I don't think they really gave a shit. Like, unless if NFT Win can do well in that Area Cup Worlds thing. But even then, even if they win, I don't think they would care enough to play us, to be honest. Sorry, we have to stop. My friend's house burned down. Yeah, exactly. Like, they'll just say the most random, mistranslated things. It's just fucking hilarious. Like, at least that stuff's funny. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get it from, like, the JP side. Like, obviously, you don't deal with latency normally. You know, I'm a fucking Brella player. I totally get it. I fucking hate dealing with it when I play Brella. That's why I don't play it anymore. But, like, man, it does suck. As much as I understand where they're coming from. I still wish they would, like, at least do it a little bit, but that's something that just seems near impossible to change. One thing that could work is doing the league rotation thing that they do every month. I gotta do that eventually, too. I said I wanted to do it, but I just always get too damn lazy. Oh, we're losing. Oh, fuck. Yeah, like, I love Brella. It's like my second or third favorite weapon. I can't decide if I like Dynamo more, but it's just like, I don't want to deal with it in 3. I've lost too many tournaments to a laggy EU charger who just kills me through shield when I have bomb rush. I don't want to deal with it anymore. It's just not worth it. Let's do some Dynamo. We played too much range. Just getting a little. Well, it's not boring, but I just want to play something else. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to see more events. We just have to see what happens, but it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm having fun with the game right now, personally. I definitely complain a lot, because I think this game has a lot of problems, and sometimes it's not fun to play at all. But as a whole, I still really enjoy it, and I'm just kind of focused on myself, which is fun. I don't know, the drive to improve is just always fun to me. Like, very few metas outside of fucking Stingray meta is like, I don't want to play the game. Or it's like, I don't know, I just feel like as long as there's a way for me to improve at the game, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, as long as I feel like I can get better, and then the game will be fun. Why is everyone named question mark? They had an update like a year or so back. It's mostly to prevent solo sniping, so you can't try to get in a lobby with your friend who will throw the game to give you points. So the question marks make it harder to tell if you're lobby sniping. So there's just changes to help prevent that. So unfortunately, it's a lot more common than people like to say it is. What? Can Charger one-shot Baller? EU leader would be closest, but I believe no. 2 players who weren't training at the same time, 30-50. Yeah, and then I remember the other thing with like a Western player who I'm not going to mention, and a Japanese Rapid, where they were racing each other for 30-50, and they were both getting it, and then it was like, oh, they both win traded. Like, that one will always be the funniest, because they were both racing and acting like it was super serious, and in reality, both of them were just flat out cheating. Like, that to me will always be the funniest situation. Because neither of them knew. God, it's just so funny. We kill that guy, I think. Yeah. What's time on armor? 2 seconds to activate, 6 seconds before it breaks. Special power-up getting decreased the amount of time before it activates and the longer duration. Does both. One of those was added in an update in like 1.4. I don't know why I remember that. What? Oh. Oh, he splashed down. I was like... What? That shouldn't be in me. Gamer, shut the fuck up. 0 death round? Yeah, that didn't age well. Oh, our flings a DC'd. Oh, okay, never mind. That's what happened. I think. Wait, touch your clutch, maybe? No. It's found the Remake acted like an Izuka? Kinda. It was like a larger, slower, less range Izuka, but yeah, same tornado. Yeah, I don't know, win trading's just, I don't know. It's an inevitable thing. Some people are gonna cheat. Just kinda how it is. Especially at higher level. Like, the higher up you are, the more likely you are to cheat in some situations, so it happens. Big misconception, people think when you're high up you won't, but it actually... People high up cheat a lot in anything, not just Splatoon. Gamer, I get you've been busy playing Custom Jet lately and nothing else, but still. Yeah, win trading is basically just cheating in lobbies. That's basically it. It's basically stacking the lobby in your favor with your friends. Magic 8 Ball says GG's. GG's. Is he live right now? Because I might raid him when I'm done. Shoot the... Thank you. Hey, what the fuck? That was a flanking dynamo. Alright. I guess I'm grabbing. Oh, thank you. Oh, took it. Oh, okay. How does an E-liter have burst bomb? The devs were afraid. Probably. What? Oh, I missed that, I think. Ah, fuck. Am I dead? I might be. Come on. Dang. Good morning, Omega. How are you? God, beacons are so good on this map mode. It's crazy. Oh, this is fucking 96. At least they gave it mine. Yeah, I still think mine's a pretty good sub for E-liter, but I mean, it's definitely gonna feel like a step down. How did that guy just get past everybody? Alright. We had like everyone else alive. Rip. Yeah, probably shouldn't play that. Poor gal. That really didn't kill. Come on. Doing fantastic, Chara. I'm watching Piranha Rainmaker, so I'm guessing it ain't our idea. Well, I was playing the TC rotation, not realizing it ended in 30 minutes. Or, actually, I've been playing for a lot longer, but I don't know. I'm not paying attention enough to care. Just trying to talk with chat. That's what makes streaming fun. Nice. Did we kill the Clash? I'm more worried about it. I'm not gonna have anything for the sprinkler. Go! I threw it too early. I got the sprinkler on it this time. Oh, they broke it. So thoughts on sprinkler? I don't know why it has decaying paint. Other than that, it's cool. Just get rid of the paint decay. Where is Ingar or Bubbler? Please, bring it back. I will take anything to not have the global special that lasts a second and a half less. I don't care if it's invincible. Like, damn, that's annoying. But if my choice is that or the global special that prevents me from playing the game, I will take it. Fuck. I have a question about the comm. Can you ask me here in DMs? You can just ask here, sure. I don't mind. Missiles versus Ray, missiles. Missiles are annoying, but goddamn fuck Ray. Strike versus Booyah? I like Booyah better. Not global range, and it's actually good. I think Strike's just a bit too limited. That's why they gave us 3 of them. Kraken versus Stamp. How Kraken is now, Stamp easily. A reworked Kraken? Maybe. Kraken versus Crab Tank? Crab Tank is just probably... Crab Tank's probably the best design special we have. Like... I think it might genuinely be better designed than Ultra Stamp. It's just so fucking smart. Yeah, Stingray was just a... Like... I feel like every other idea in this game is somewhat salvageable except Stingray, like in terms of specials. Like, Ray is the one thing where it's like, what the fuck were you doing? Octoling Girl? It's Wunas. My partner. I don't like mine because it acts like point sensor. I don't like point sensor because it feels like weirder mine. How was it considered to be added? I have no fucking idea. Like, Whale was so good. Why? Like, Whale already worked so well. Why change that? Like, that much? I don't know. I feel like the devs were just so focused on the idea of, like, okay, we need specials to be coordination and not as good as Splatoon 1's, that they kind of forgot every other aspect of special design, and that's kind of where we are now, because they were so worried about not having another Kraken or Bubbler, that they kind of just forgot about the things that those specials did well. Because I think Splatoon 1 specials, like, if we're counting Splatoon 2 specials minus Booyah and Stamp, Splatoon 1 probably had the smarter designed specials. Like, it's only when Fizzy and... not Fizzy. It's only when Booyah and Ultra Stamp get thrown in that it becomes even. Like, also, I'm very surprised that you didn't kill, but it's like, what made Bubbler smart is the idea that you have to chain of teammates. Like, you're encouraging people to be together, you're making it a downside, you're making the special more linear, like, you're introducing a fuck ton of depth to it. And then they threw that all out the window to make Ink Armor, which doesn't have any of those properties, but instead it's weaker. Like, if I had to go back in time, I feel like it would have just been easier for the devs to just ditch the whole brand new special idea. Just make the toned down Splatoon 1 specials. And I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what they're doing now, except they're more revamped than just toned down. But it's like, that's all you gotta do. The Splatoon specials were the smarter ones, just make them less extreme. But I felt like they just didn't want to go that route. It's not like all of them are bad, and none of them are like, outside of Ray, none of them are that bad. Like, even Armor and Missile could be so much worse. Like, they're not good, but they could be much worse. I have no idea where you recall Lux. Bro, I'm just dodging Rainmaker. Fucking dynamo. But yeah, I don't know. I think 3 looks like it's doing better, at least. There's nothing Splatoon 3 special-wise that I'm that worried about thus far. But I mean, I still can't say for certain it'll be better, because, you know, we haven't seen all of them. Yeah, 1 also a better special charge game. That would be nice if it changed. But I'm not like... Ah, jeez, double link. It's not the end of the world if it's not special spammy. Like, special spammy specials that are better designed, I'm okay with. Seekers, those things were busted? No, they were horrible. Seekers were dog shit. They were absolutely terrible. They used 90% of your tank, they had a fuck ton of white ink frames, you couldn't sub-strafe, the homing effect barely even worked. They were linear, they were one of the slowest specials to actually use, like they're way slower than curling. They were just trying to do too many things and it did none of them well. They were still, like, cool, I still like the sounds they make and stuff, but they just didn't work. Seeker Rush was actually decent. It still wasn't great, but, like, the quantity of them made them threatening. But, like, every Seeker Rush was stuck with a Seeker, so you're kind of screwed. I mean, yeah, Triple Ink Strike looks pretty spammable, I won't lie about that, but, like, let's even think about Tri-Strike compared to Missile. You can only throw 3 of them. You can't do the whole team, unless if they're stacked on top of each other. You can't lock the full team. You don't have global range. You're vulnerable when throwing them. And you can't auto-lock onto players. It's like 4 or 5 attributes that already make them better than missiles. Even if they were OP, they would still be miles better than missiles. But it's like that, I mean, that's why I care about, like, special design. Because it's like, if you have a well-designed special, it could be broken and you can just fix it later. You'll be fine. You can just change it. But when you have a special that's shit designed, you can't fix that. Like, without completely revamping or replacing the special, which Nintendo does not do. So it's like, what are you gonna do about Stingray? How the fuck do you fix that? Yeah, like, the only global one is the new whale, which is limited to a small space unless if it locks onto someone. And it does what looks to be pathetically little damage. Like, they even showed the T-Tech just kind of sitting there, not caring about the whale. Especially now that we have a Squid Roll. Like, you could double Squid Roll and parry part of the damage. And just, like, be more invulnerable, even as a slow weapon. So it feels like the tools make it easier to deal with that. It's like, I feel like the special has to be used the way the Gal did, you know, in the main one when the camera was on him, where it's like, you have to push with it, basically. Like, it's more of an enabler. Give it Stingray 1.0? Oh, God. Yeah, but then it's like, I mean, the problem with that is just the Stingray user. Which, I mean, I still think it's worth sacrificing. Like, fuck it, the Stingray users don't get to have fun. I mean, that's what they did with Baller. They made Baller fucking suck for the user, but then it made it more tolerable to play against. Still not perfect, but at least that's more salvageable. But they weren't really willing to do that fully with Ray. They weren't even willing to make Ray as weak as it was now until World Champs and GG Boys ran double C-Jet. And they were just, and then everyone was like, oh shit, we might actually have to fix this thing. Because Worlds are seeing double Stingray, and Stingray killing the objective every time. Like, that 2019 Worlds was so damaging for the game's reputation in comp, because it would literally, the commentators were calling it a GG Ray, and it kept ending Tower and Rainmaker games. Like, that looks so bad. And even the devs knew it, because that's when Ray got its big nerf. But it's like, it took that kind of scale for people to listen about the special. We are struggling. We are winning, but... I just think, to me, what they should have done to Ray... Like, I think the best thing they could have done with Ray, rather than what they did right now, is make the beam weaker and make it take longer to come out. Like, I think instead of being half a second, it should have been like a full 3 seconds for the beam to come out, and the beam should have done like 25% weaker damage. Because A, this means if we successfully move the Stingray user even a little bit, it has a massive impact because he can't get that beam up as fast. And secondly, it means you actually have to aim with it a lot better. Like, it raises the skill ceiling. I think those were more smart changes than through walls specifically, which, I mean, sure, kind of makes it like, yeah, you have to use it more in the open, I'm guessing was the thought process. But in reality, it more just made it more map dependent. Like, oh, is it Albacore where there's, like, no walls to cut off the Ray? Ray's gonna be better there. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I still feel like they should have just gave it the Baller treatment and made it really bad. Like, it would still have use, but at least, like, it's not good. Like, which is obviously not a perfect solution, but it's better than having your player base fucking have to deal with it. No, I just think they don't care as much, because it's like, only at, like, higher X powers are Ray users actually good enough to be annoying. So it's like, the majority of the player base simply doesn't have to deal with it. So I think the devs just don't see it as big a problem. Probably same for Armor Missile to some extent. But I don't know, I've seen Armor and Missile get only more and more common in League. Like, I played League today and ran into double VJet Junior and had missile spamming K-Shell with them. Like, literal double armor, double missile competitive comp. And half of them weren't even X. Yeah, like, Albacore and Triggerfish C-Jet are total bullshit. Do you think we'll see at least one Splatoon 2 special in Splatoon 3? Eventually, yes. Probably. I'm just hoping for Stamp and Inkjet. Maybe Booyah, but I don't know if we'll get Booyah after already getting Strike. Like, Stamp and Inkjet are the ones I want to come back. I don't think anything else should. Like, Stamp, Inkjet, and Booyah, those are the 3 specials I think it's good to move on. I think everything else should just stay behind. Yeah, that's what Windows was talking about. Like, literally, everyone was just sitting back, painting and special spamming, and it's like, half of them weren't even X. I was like, really, dude? Try to agree with your opinions? Thanks. But I think as a whole, like, I think what they're doing with Splatoon 2 special design, if my theory on Splatoon 1 specials are the ones getting ported is correct, is that they're gonna take the attributes they like and they're gonna put them on the new specials. Like, Crab Tank has ballers rolling around. We know it's the same, for example. And Zipcaster has the recall of Inkjet. Like, they'll bring back those little attributes they like, but not the whole special. Don't want Inkjet back. I mean, Inkjet could still be really annoying at a distance, but I think what makes Inkjet feel shit in this game is armor, because the whole idea of Inkjet is that it has to be kind of vulnerable. But because armor exists, it kind of takes away with it, because every time you fight an Inkjet, most of the time it's just going to have an armor. So instead of being this, like, high-risk, high-reward special, it's like, we just take away a lot of the risk and not any of the reward. It makes it feel worse. Like, I'd rather have Inkjet that's more focused on mobility, like, give it a little bit more mobility, maybe reduce the range a little bit, and then don't have a chainable special, and I feel like it'd be good. But I'm also, like, I don't know, Inkjet can still be kind of annoying, so I'm still fine if they don't bring it back. I think if they don't, we're not really losing a lot. I mean, you can always play Inkjet in this game. I still think Kraken and Echo are going to be the other two specials we're getting. Maybe Bomb Rush too, it just depends. Is Triple Ink Strike Bomb Rush hybrid or not? I'm personally hoping it is, because I don't like Bomb Rush. But I don't hate it either. Yeah, like, Inkjet has too much range, I agree with that. Like, I mean, the idea I posted about was just giving it, like, a mobility shot that does, like, very little damage, but pushes it. Like, that way it's less vulnerable. But then you can't have armor or anything, so it's like, then it's more of a back and forth thing. But I feel like it's easy to make Inkjet up. That didn't kill him because he fucking teleported. So he wasn't actually where I flicked him. Pain. But, I mean, I still think we're gonna get Echo and Kraken. Which I'm a little worried about. Mostly Echo. Echo's the one I worry about. It's not an extreme effect, but Echo is not great special design. But I've heard a lot of ideas of having it be like a radius thing instead, which could be cool. Like, I believe there's a Val character who has something similar. So I think there's definitely ways they could do it. And Kraken shouldn't be super hard. I thought it would be harder, but the more I think about Kraken, the more I think it wouldn't be that hard to make a Kraken. Because unlike Baller, like, Kraken doesn't really paint, you know? Like, Baller's threatening because of that, because if it gets into an objective, it can blow up and do, like, paint control. But it's a bit simpler with Kraken. Like, Kraken has to be next to you to kill it. And it doesn't paint. Doesn't missiles do Echo? Not exactly, no. I mean, missiles have more of an indirect location effect, where Echo is direct and for a long time. I just think Echo is far too simple, far too global, and just boring to use. Like, people remember liking it on E-Liter because it's a charger, but what other weapon really enjoyed using Echo? Like, Dynamo would use it, but Dynamo wouldn't really give a shit. Yeah, exactly. Like, any kind of chainable special like that doesn't work. And I find Echo, because Echo has that same problem, but instead of your team, it's the other team. Like, Echo is just a free chainable special to the other team to make them all located. There's nothing to it. It's just boring. Like, it just doesn't sound fun. Like, again, unless you're a charger. Or maybe, I guess maybe Dynamo and Bucket could play to hit people behind walls, but even then, that's so... I still don't think that's very fun. Point sensor rush? I don't know, maybe that? I'm just thinking something like a dome or something, but it's hard to say. I just want more input. I honestly like what they could do is something similar to missiles. Not the same launch, but the idea of, you know, if you target less people with missiles, it does more missiles on that person. So you have the choice of marking the whole team and having less of a displacement, or marking one person and having more of it. I think that would be really cool for Echo. Like, maybe I could tag one guy for 12 seconds or 4 guys for 8 seconds. Like, that could be a bit of an interesting dynamic. But it's just, how do you get that so it's also, they don't just go on the other team for free? That's like what I think the challenge is. But I feel like they've just done so well with all the other specials that I just think they're going to be able to do it. So, I don't know. My faith mostly comes because I feel like they've done a lot right. Yeah, I really hope they just get rid of the specials that's like, yeah, you press a button and they do things. I think it's just... there's just too many of those. I don't know. I think the Markiplier or whatever is the nerf to points to only mark one person. I think you can still mark multiple people, it's just if they touch the line. But I'm not sure because I didn't show it, but the line lingers, so I'd imagine it does. But I still would consider it a buff just because it does damage. Also, I just call it I just call it line marker, because that's the Japanese name, and that makes a ton of sense. So, I just call it that. I think angle shooter is fucking stupid. I know there's a pun there, but it's just the wrong one. But I like what they did with line marker. I don't know, I talk about it more in Saturday's video, because I did a whole breakdown on, like, the problems with point sensor and utility subs, because it's like, I think utility subs have problems, and then I think point sensor has even worse problems than all the other utility subs, and I think it's worse than all of them. And I think line marker, like, is a good design change, because it's more versatile, it's more fun. Like, to me, it's like, if they give that treatment to all the other utility subs, I think they're actually gonna be fun. Like, I don't know, it's hard to say anything without... It's hard to say anything without... Like, I just say it really well in the video, and I feel like I'm just gonna say it poorly here. The brush is playing 100? Ooh, that sounds like fun. Where art thou? Oh, they're dead. Yeah, I think people are just gonna call it marker, but it's like, if I talk about it in, like, a tier list, I'll call it line marker. If I'm in-game, I'm just gonna call it marker. Oh, I know the brush. That's the 2940 one, I'm pretty sure. Should I go for that? Actually, I probably had to. There's so much inkjet spam in Rainmaker, it's kind of annoying. I get why it's good, but damn. Do they know I'm here? I don't think so. Oh, the brush does. Fuck. Yeah, point sensor is gone. That sub's not coming back. Like, that sub has been replaced. Like, we are not having it. Oh, I tried to hit him over the wall. I'm a bit worried we're leaving the shield unattended. I only got to 47 though, so it's not that bad. Oh. Ah, dang. I should have just moved. Stand up where? I don't even know where I stood. That was special. Oh, that was risky, bro. That was not worth going for. Ah, I'm dead. This lobby's actually fun. I'm enjoying this. Ooh, I think we're kind of fucked though. Oh, I know! I needed that flick, but I couldn't do it in time. RIP. Marker rush? I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just hoping we don't have bomb rush. They take up too many goddamn kits. They're too weird. I just don't like them. I'm just really hoping we don't get bomb rush back. It's so hard to say, though, because it was in both games. So I feel like it's one of the more likely ones. I'm just really hoping Ink Strike Launcher is counting as a hybrid and they just leave it. 0 points, jeez, that is sad. Is my team, like, not good or something? They did fine, except the bucket. Actually, the bucket did okay. I don't know. That was weird that I lost nothing. RIP, bro. Yeah, probably. That was a 2400 lobby, right? 2460. Huh. A little bit surprising.
Yo, Power's playing Splatoon? Nice. Get a 62 Siege? Cool. Feeling they're gonna do... I have a feeling they're gonna do Bomb Rush because Ink Strike Launcher. Well, I feel like Ink Strike Launcher would be the reason to not do Bomb Rush, because, like, the Ink Strike Launcher is kind of like a Bomb Rush, or the triple Ink Strike. Like, the things you throw look so much more like the little orbs in the bomb launcher. So it's like, I feel like it already looks similar. I don't know, that's just my hope. But it's not a big deal. If we get Bomb Launcher, I'll be fine with it. I just don't think it's that cool or really worth being in the game. Bomb Rush for specials instead of subs. Yeah, like, that just sounds so much cooler. Like, the idea of launching, like, even if it's only 3, launching multiple Ink Strikes sounds so much better than throwing a million suction bombs, right? Like, I can't be the only one who feels that way, right? That sounds more fun. There's one behind us, but I'm hoping we can just go past him. Bro, we are so far backward. Holy. Okay, God, that's what's hard about this map. You have to push so far ahead. I should have just stayed up there. Crab Tank Rush. Crab drones. I hope we don't get drones. I don't want any kind of turret thing. Besides Sprinkler, but that just pains. I don't want any, like, damaging turret. I could have actually popped that. I assumed they would go for it, but nope. Surprised we don't have the Sentry sub-weapon. I mean, we got Beacon, somewhat like it, and Sprinkler. I kind of get it. Turrets just don't really have a place in the game. Because HP is just so low. They would just be annoying. Like, they just don't really... It's like healing. It just doesn't really make sense with Splatoon to me to have a turret. Like, again, with the exception of Sprinkler. But Sprinkler's not like a traditional turret. Okay, he missiled. That worked. Bruh. No! We're still alive! Oh my god. How does this game work? God. Can I want a special, like, bomber slightly, maybe? Technically, I guess you could make that stretch. No, okay, now I'm getting greedy. Now I got a little greedy. 133. Oh my god, that was so funny, though. With Stamp, it was optimal. With the roller, it was kind of accidental, but it kind of worked out. No, fuck, I didn't get it this time. Condone sploosh play. Well, he's playing the right sploosh. So I shouldn't. But... I mean, I don't know. Flicks get eaten by Stamp so easily. I felt like it was better to go for it in that situation. Like, that time I still ran him over. Yeah, that's what I've found. I tend to just, like, flick, and if it's really close to me, I'll just roll and hope for the best. It's inconsistent, though, because it just depends on when the Stamp hits the ground. Which is so weird. Damn, I thought I was doing horizontal there. Well, it didn't paint 100p. With Spot 1 Sprinkler, it didn't decay. So it just... You would set it up in a good spot, and then it would paint really well over time. Whereas Spot 2 Sprinkler is like, you just throw it and it paints, and then you get rid of it. Which sucks, because then you just use it to paint and special spam. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing with Splat 2 Sprinkler. I don't even know why they felt like Splat 1 Sprinkler needed fixing. Like, Splat 1 Sprinkler was fine. Like, outside of doing a bit too much damage. Because it could do 33.3 of damage up, I guess, but like... The Slasher Deco? Well, it was good before that. It was good with Brella, originally. And then Bucket Deco. But it was just good because it just painted a ton. Like, you would just throw Sprinkler to farm special. You would paint super well in the first mode, but you would still, even then, never really use it as a deployable. Like, unless if you had to paint zone or something. It was very rarely actually used for that. Yeah, damage up affected subs and specials in the first game. So, Sprinkler did 30 damage, and with damage you could boost it to 33.3. That's where it capped. So, like, Dynamo could run like a main damage up, I believe, and it would have enough for the Sprinkler, because it stacked really well. Hope they return ability opening gambit. If they make it good, otherwise just leave it behind. I think Splatoon 2, I don't know, part of me likes the niche abilities, but part of me feel like they were just way too specific. Zonja Shredder affects subs? Yeah, shreddable subs, yes. Splatoon 2, yeah, it's like barely bigger, but even that's misleading because the suction has like ink bits that spew out further, which means it actually paints about the exact same. Except suction does like 80 other things, so like, what the fuck is the point? Like, Sprinkler right now is more useful for being a feet painter than anything else. Like, you do it so weapons like Dynamo can do that. That's what it's more useful as than its actual intended purpose. I don't know, just revert it to Splatoon. It was fine in Splatoon 1. Give it a cool message when it's destroyed. That's it. Just, like, revert it to Splatoon 1 and then give it a message when it's destroyed. Or revert the paint. You can keep the Sprinkler painting where you place it better and 60 instead of 70% usage, sure. But, like, come on. Okay. I don't know if Explosher or Machine needs buffs. I think both of them are fine. Yeah, Explo just needs a kit. I just want it to have a kit that helps it in other modes. Like, that's what I think it needs. It needs A, an actual kit, but B, a kit that makes it more well-rounded. Because right now it's in this weird spot of it's really good in zones, even in missile meta, but it's fucking bad everywhere else. So just, it needs a kit that helps it in other modes. Like, to me, I don't think Explo should paint better, for example. Like, I don't think any of the subs or special should help it paint. I don't think it should get Tri-Strike or anything. But it should get stuff that helps it in other modes, like I think Whale and Beacon. That's why I gave it Whale Beacon in my custom kits video. Because I think those are good for helping in other modes. If 96 had a bomb, it'd be better? Yeah. I don't know, 96 with like a splat bomb would be kind of crazy though, with the 70 damage. I feel like they're gonna, what I think they're gonna do with 96 is in Splatoon 3, they'll just have it do 72 damage by default. If they remove MQ damage, they'll just keep it at 70 or 72. Like probably 72, so it's the same. Because I mean, in both games when 96 was good, that's what it did. It ran damage up to get to that higher damage in either game. So I feel like it's just become such a valuable thing for it to where they would just keep it like that. You leader. But I don't know, I feel like Wall would make it good. If they're going with the Splat 1 nostalgia kit, something like Splat Bomb Crab Tank would be really cool. I like Crab Tank because unlike Kraken, it doesn't really give HP, so I think it works even better. Because Wall plus HP special is not a good combination, as we have all learned from Splatoon 2. We are struggling this game. This was not worth it. Oh man, okay. If I'm gonna hit the flick, that guy's dead. Do I just grab? I don't even know. I feel like my Bia is, like, we need the Bia missile. Dang. Yeah, we only know about 3 abilities. So. But I assume a lot of the... I mean, I think all the stackable abilities are gonna come back. I don't see any reason to get rid of any of the stackable ones, to be honest. Except maybe Charge Up, I guess. But even then, just nerf it a little bit. I don't think Charge Up's that broken, but like, if that's something they don't want to encourage because it's 2, then sure. Oh, I missed him. Shoot, that would have been so valuable too, because our gal is actually on their side. But big whiff. I feel like they can handle him though. Dang. Special power-up still is the missile icon. I mean, it might just not be changed. Or they just might want to keep it, because that's what the icon was. I don't know, it makes sense. They have never really... Have they ever changed an icon ability? For a gear? I don't think they have. Yeah, I would assume it's a placeholder. Shit. Can our gal make it? No, he's not. Stealth jump? Okay, but even then, stealth jump is a very different thing in Splatoon 2. It's not really the same ability to me. So I think that one makes more sense. Oh, Haunt stealth, yeah. But still, both of those have, like, a changed effect. Like, Haunt is different. So it's like, I mean, like, one that the ability still functions the same and looks the same. I don't think there's one of those. Alright, see ya, Toby. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one, dude. Actually, I think, chat, this will probably be my last one. Is 8-Ball still alive? I'll probably just rate him. I think he is. Yeah, he is. We're just gonna rate him after this game. Do you think in June we'll get a direct with more news? Probably. Could raid power? Oh yeah, power streaming, shit. Shit, that's a hard choice. Because power barely ever streams the game, and I feel like I'd be able to raid 8-Ball again at some time. I don't know. Let me think about it this game. Ooh, I made the jump! I want the pay on my feet here. Can I catch the try? Oh my god, I actually did. Booyah! What? Oh, try. I think we'll definitely get a test fire, probably in June or July. I would expect July, but it's hard to say. If we get one for Splatoon 1's anniversary, which is still possible, I'll be ecstatic. But I don't know. It might be a little bit of wishful thinking. That almost worked. I like Kappa Legend better. I think that gives it more... I don't know. This sounds cooler to me. But both of them are good, so... annoying. That worked. Oh, I should have gone for that. They're having a GTF for slot 3. I don't know what that means. Global test fire? And they never said they would have one. So. And I think we will, but they haven't said we will. Oh, we're winning, I just realized. Awkward. It's on Twitter. If you mean the one on the Australian Twitter, that's not true. Oh my god. What? Whatever, I'm not throwing. Alright. Alright, good night. I'm gonna raid right now, so that'll be it. Thanks for watching, everyone. This was a fun stream. We got some good practice. What's up, Cornflower?